Okay, maybe
because of the plenary.
you can enlighten us on another issue. The House filed and then we approved, actually, a death penalty for a certain drug-related offenses, and then it was
Party
withdrawn.
drugs.
As a matter of fact,
What happened there? And people weren't even aware that there was an approval of death penalty
There
under
was-
a House led by someone under whose presidency we abolished the death penalty. So there's some confusion
there was
about
no
it.
mistake in approving that. A discussion was, after approval of that in the third reading, there was discussion because, you know, it was GMA who was responsible in withdrawing the death penalty. But the contention was whether the death penalty is there, that could not be imposed because there is no basis for the imposition of that. Assuming that a criminal is found guilty and therefore a death penalty could be imposed against him, there being no law authorizing the death penalty or the imposition of death penalty, the most that it could be held liable is reclusion perpetua.
So you need to restore capital punishment first before you can pass this
Of course,
this
of
measure.
course. No, there is no need. Because
Oh, kaya
even
nga. So-
even if you place it there, that
Then
is
it's
not
restored.
That
Then
would
it's
not-
restored.
No, no, no. That provision of death penalty has no basis in law because there was no. That did not amount to restoration of the death penalty.
You need a separate law to
Yes,
restore
to restore
capital
the death
punishment.
penalty, yeah.
Okay, that's why it was withdrawn.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
yan
how
ang
did it get
background.
that far?
But Speaker GMA was...
Because,
but Speaker GMA did
sagutin
not...
ko muna
No,
siya.
okay.
Come again.
How did it get that far?
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah,
that law was not
overwhelming
going
vote.
to work pala without an implementing law.
Because
on the
there
death
was no
penalty.
harm if you place it there. As I said, going back to my answer, even if it is there being no death penalty allowed by law, a specific law that allows it, it could not in any way be imposed by the court.
Okay, now
it will always go down to
Okay.
life sentence
Okay,
or reclusion perpetua.
Now I'm confused because if you say that, well, there was no harm anyway in trying, there was no harm anyway in putting this, I think the basic question is, so this was this or was this not put in there knowingly that that this would have no effect?
It was placed there by the committee. It was placed there by
Knowingly that it had no effect, that it cannot be implemented, that there is no basis in law?
That was the original. That was the original version of the bill filed by Ace Barbers. And he really wanted death penalty to be placed there. That's why we see that, okay, you place death penalty there. Anyway, it could not be imposed because there is no basis for that death penalty.
So if that were
Place
the
it
case, sir,
there.
why did it have to be withdrawn? I mean, di ba? In the end, you
Because
have to
we
withdraw it.
wanted to make it clear now. Meaning to say that if it is there, then it may sow confusion whether that penalty could now be imposed or it has
Yes, sir.
already been restored. So as to avoid any confusion, let's withdraw and amend it.
Yes, sir. But it does raise a question of whether it was a trial balloon or not, or whether it was to
It was not.
whether it was to see if congressmen were paying attention during
No,
during
no,
the
no,
vote.
It was debated.
Yep.
It was debated. The procedure as well as the processing of the bill was observed. You can read how many votes were there, no? During the votation. Everybody was aware.
Well, the impression was that death penalty was being imposed on drug-related offenses because it was in support of the president's war on drugs, and then it was withdrawn over this battle over the budget. This is, of course, you will say it's inaccurate.
No.
There is no such thing.
There is none.
Okay.
There is none.
Okay.